everybody and welcome to my 28-week pregnancy vlog for baby number 3. I cannot believe that means I am officially in the 3rd trimester. I know there's a lot of different varying dates on when exactly the 3rd trimester starts, but I think most sources say by 28 weeks, so I think I'm pretty safe to say I'm in the 3rd trimester and I only have about 12 weeks left in this pregnancy, which is nuts, although I have a feeling I'll go overdue like I have in the past. Regardless, it's not that much time left, and I don't know, it's just so crazy to me that I'm in the 3rd trimester, although I'm very excited. Alright, so as usual, I wrote down some symptoms on my phone that happened this week. The first happened exactly a week ago, and it's the first time, and actually only time this pregnancy, that I felt hiccups from this baby. Distinct, rhythmic hiccups. It was crazy. I think it was right after I filmed my 27-week update that night. I was laying down in bed and it kind of feels like baby's kicking, but it's like rhythmic. Do you know what I mean? It's not really a kick. It's definitely hiccups. It was quite strong and it lasted like, I don't know, maybe up close to 5 minutes or so. It lasted quite a while. And I actually started to shift around because I kind of wanted to make it stop because, I don't know, when hiccups happen, I can't concentrate on anything else but the fact that there's hiccups in my belly, and it can become not uncomfortable, but I guess just distracting in general. So I was like, oh no, I remember hiccups. Stop the hiccups, but luckily it only happened that one time this past week. I'm sure it'll happen many more times to come, but it was very distinct and very noticeable. So I thought that was interesting. I guess baby's getting super big. Baby feels super big. I can feel movement up by my ribs and down by my pubic bone like at the same time. So I guess if baby's stretching out or whatever, I can feel it both ends of my torso at the same time, which is crazy. I think I read that baby's 17 inches long or 16 inches long, something like that now, which is crazy because they're only around 20 at birth, so it's almost at its full length, which is just nuts. What else did I write down? Anxiety and bad sleep. I have had terrible sleep this week. I haven't talked much about sleep in this pregnancy, and that's because I didn't honestly want to jinx it, and I'm knock on wood now, but sleeping's been great up until this point, for the most part. But this week, I would say 4 out of 7 days, I didn't really sleep at all, like little amounts of time, if at all, throughout the night. And I can't exactly tell you why. It's not like I had a long nap during the day and that kind of messed me up, because that can happen. I didn't have any caffeine. I haven't had any caffeine this whole pregnancy, so I know that hasn't been messing me up. I've been extremely tired. Like one of the days, the 2 days before New Year's Eve, I didn't sleep, and then the night before New Year's Eve, I didn't sleep. So New Year's Eve, I was extremely tired. We had people over. I didn't think I was going to make it till midnight, but I did make it till midnight, and I was actually scared to go to bed that night because I just didn't want to lay in bed awake anymore. And I don't know, luckily I did sleep that night. Pretty crappy sleep, but I did sleep, and then the next night didn't sleep again. So all I can think is that my brain is kind of turning. My body's extremely exhausted, but my brain's always thinking. I know one of the nights I was thinking about couches like for hours. I couldn't shut off my brain. I was thinking like sectional versus couch, what kind of fabric, what color, where are we going to put the couch, like what orientation in the room, like it was ridiculous that I could not shut my brain off. So I hope that's not a sign of things to come. But it's just, I had to mention it because it happened so many times this week. And I wrote down in conjunction with that, anxiety. It's always around this time in pregnancy where it starts to flare up. Luckily, this pregnancy out of the 3 that I've had has been the best so far. I'm going to knock on wood again for that. But I did definitely notice it quite a few times this week, usually late at night. And if I was trying to sleep, it's like my heart rate starts going and racing, and I have to try and calm myself down, and it's for no particular reason. It's just, I don't know, something about getting super big in pregnancy makes me deal with a lot of anxiety. So I hope it's not something that's gonna continue in this pregnancy, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because like I said, I've dealt with it in the past. The last kind of symptom or thing I wrote down, it's a little bit TMI, but these are pregnancy vlogs, so if you're watching that, you kind of got to expect that. But I've had to go and invest in some panty liners because it's just something extra fun in pregnancy, and it's just been increasing over the I don't know, the past 20 weeks or so, and it's the point now that I need to use panty liners because it's just ridiculous. I don't know if anybody is with me on that one, but yeah, this one out of all 3 pregnancies has been the most I've dealt with that kind of thing. So I wrote that down. What else did I write down? This isn't a symptom, but something we did this week for baby's room is we painted. We painted actually on New Year's Day. Clearly I wasn't hungover or extra tired because I wasn't drinking, so I had tons of energy to paint the next day. We actually, I think I mentioned last vlog that we bought the paint, so we already had the paint, and it was the same. It's a gray color. It's the same gray color for all 3 of the babies' rooms, or the kids' rooms, or whatever you want to call it. But the 2 girls' rooms, we painted like an accent wall in each room gray because their bedding and drapes and stuff like that are pink and white, so it looks really good together. And then the baby's room, same gray like accent wall behind the crib, and it's going to be gray and mint green colors, so just worked out that it was the same gray for all 3 rooms. And yeah, we painted all 3 walls that same day, 2 coats. It dried really fast. It looks beautiful, and it's just exciting to see that done. So yes, the nursery is coming along. That's about it for this week's video, besides the usual aches and pains of getting bigger. Sciatic pain is still bugging me, but other than that, I'm feeling pretty good, and I hope that it continues. Let's knock on wood for that again. You can tell I'm superstitious. So next week I'm actually going to be in Mexico when my weeks roll over. So I'm anticipating possibly recording this vlog the day before our flight leaves, because it would only be a day early, as long as that day's already pretty crazy. There's a lot going on, but if I can fit in the video, I might just record it a day early and upload it that night. If not, I'm going to attempt to record, well, I'm not going to attempt, I am going to record 29-week vlog in Mexico, and I'm going to attempt to upload it from Mexico. And if worse comes to worse, you won't see my 29-week update for 2 weeks until I come back. So I don't know how the internet's going to be while we're in Mexico. My sister's getting married. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on in our world. Hope you guys are all doing fabulous, and I'll attach my belly picture progress video thing at the end here, and I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Alright, and here's the 28-week 3rd trimester baby belly. From the front and from the side. It's definitely growing. I'm sure it's going to grow a lot when I'm in Mexico too. But yeah, that's baby belly at 28 weeks.